A lot of effort.
But the fighters at different stages
missed his career. They admitted
defeating Mike Tyson ruthlessly
in the ring, however,
or someone who tried to take advantage of the darkest moment
to make a name among the greats in the discipline.
They had Tyson in his triumphant return to boxing.
After years,
fight into your destiny to serve as a hard lesson for everyone who comes.
They would say later, you don't underestimate the youngest heavyweight champion in history, Coriel.
The year 1990.
See you, Eli.
In the corridors of the honourable,
the fight begins to shine.
The rumor is going to spread that the beast,
the real-time machine, sabotajada. The announcement of his opponent was an event in itself that needs a bit of background to be understood. It was 1991. And Tyson had just beaten the number 2 heavyweight contender twice, son of an Razor Rudolph.
A heavy light by Tyson stalking race, Rianigan drummer. Oh, get out, get out, get out!
Mike was in a good place professionally, but he couldn't boast the same for his private life. Shortly after his second victory over Rudolph, a successful agreement was reached, where Tyson would face
undisputed
the
champion,
heavyweight contender, Evander Holyfield. The fight was scheduled to take place on November 8, 1991, but it was marked as a false promise. Before reaching the day,
he ended up being arrested for raping Odessa,
reaching the end.
a young girl from
In the
Uphead.
18 years, tough months passed in the chaotic and media-driven life of Iron Maid, leading up to February 10, 2013.
February of 90, and I was found with the ship.
The charges seemed to be falling even further down on March 26th, when he was sentenced.
The whole world found out that that's it.
He would be behind bars for 6 years. Luckily for him, his period was shortened. After 73 years, Tyson was released on probation on March 25, 95. That's when the nerves started in the discipline. There was talk of a triumphant return for Tyson to the honourable fighting rings, but very little could be known for certain. Just 4 days later, everything was cleared up. On March 29,
I had to stretch a bit.
A brief press conference in which he announced his triumphant return to the discipline. Con Duncan, still on his side as a promoter, was expected to be the star of a good show as usual. After the announcement of his return didn't end. It just took another form. Now everyone will forgive.
They seem to have an opinion on who should
be his first opponent after his time away from the king, being in prison. The speculation,
trainers,
commentators and fans, the buzz was so high.
Every morning,
there was a new name on the table, and
so
with
many ways of reasons why it would be
best choice. Find out,
and that's how it was
there
known.
were talks to schedule a super fight.
Fight between Mike
and George Foreman.
But after
many debates about who would be Tyson's first opponent in his comeback.
By love.
An official announcement arrived, and it only serves
to leave the vast majority of people
stunned. Mike Tyson, the champion,
youngest heavyweight in history, he would face the little-known fighter Peter McNeeley, 9th of August 2018,
from
1995.
And with this announcement,
finally the countdown,
it started.
Peter McNeeley. Before the fight against Tyson, magnetized.
He had only suffered one defeat. It happened on February 18, 1994, against Stanley Wright by technical knockout in the 8th round.
Setosake
recorded with his 36 previous victories, many of them by knockout.
Looks like a scraper.
That is up to the task to face
Such an imposing figure. So many people.
Mike in his comeback. However, the name Magnetino
It wasn't as popular as the other
aspects that have
pros.
been highlighted
Quite
during the
cheap.
speculation phase, Dad.
It's open to the public.
Since Tyson's comeback announcement
McNeeley is coming to
barely
vote.
reached 91 on his almost 1 meter 90
It
height
was one of his best traits.
for the fight. And if
Victims
we look back
view-
before Tyson,
No, I don't know.
we won't meet any great man who makes us think it's about us.
I'll accept
From a
it.
true rival to the
It's for Mike. Although he did believe it, right? Prejudiced against Z Tyson.
Serpiente.
Tyson was just coming out of a big conflict.
You in their life, but
in the
they're-
end, this inevitably tarnished his professional reputation. Everyone wondered if it was because of you.
Wise for Iron Maid to return to fight so soon.
After being locked up for more than 3 years.
A list could be made of.
Fighters of the time,
They
Kevin,
knew it was time to secure an easy victory.
in front of a legend, he had arrived. And among them was Peter McNeeley. There
Although
are strong rumors about McNeeley.
not being the team's first choice for Tyson,
There are also
they
others
point
who,
out that he was the one who gave the go-ahead for.
assuming the Iron Boy was rusty. McNeeley.
You see, the era pays attention to detail.
Tyson had finished his years in prison, and Tuvolo knew how to take Tyson down in his own comeback.
A bold move in retrospect.
pay a high price. The fight, finally, on August 19th, 1995. And he was the king of the MGM Grand of Scholarship.
Gas Nevada was ready to face the law.
Yenda and his challenger with a paid attendance of over 16,000
Mention
people. The third man to enter the ring would be Mills Lane, the referee.
Tyson's first fight in 4 years due to his.
Prison sentence,
Of course.
as it was highly anticipated and established
New record.
of PPB sales. And it's not wrong to say that
It was
Mac,
the anticipation. Haha. the
duration of the conflict, first round, the fight lasted 80.
doubt. 9 seconds in and Tyson got an easy
Due to
win.
disqualification, McNeeley started the fight.
Bravely attacking with great aggression and
Mike, as soon as the initial bell rang.
Tyson, whose joints weren't totally rusted. He was able to avoid McNeeley's wild punches and land a right hook that floored his bold challenger.
On the canvas, less than 10 seconds after the fight began, the beast was back.
Everyone in the arena seemed to have never before.
Faded like this.
Like
Magnificent.
the 8th lane score allowed
Tapos
him to
kasi
continue after the
A
evaluation.
quick version of security once again.
McNeeley went back to attacking aggressively.
Fighters were putting on a real show, exchanging some blows in the corner. The fighters were putting on a real show, exchanging some blows in the corner.
By the time the first minute
Of
passed,
the round, less than
20 seconds later, he
Tyson
landed
Cook.
a right hook that once again left McNair down.
Millie lying on the moon.
Respect, Paul. Tyson feels it. They're waiting for that one shot. Cause damage to the channel and present
It
a
was
gun
an
home.
exquisite display of good boxing by Tyson.
Offering, and McNeeley was the one paying the consequences of it. After a
This could be
takedown,
the second one.
it was more than video.
That he was injured
don't
and his
worry.
team invaded his corner when the most dramatic ending happened.
Possible for the return of a legend happened. Dinivisione
And
L.
McNeeley's manager jumped into the ring to prevent his fighter from suffering more unnecessary damage in a fight that
It was clear he wasn't going to win.
They needed to take the fighter away from Tyson's reach.
And after this irreverent act of viewing
Lane had no choice but to
in the
finish.
fight, ties us. He won by disqualification.
Even
And he
though
was robbed of the chance to secure a knockout victory
goodbye.
on Mike.
Marked a precedent for all those who wanted to. In
As
the end,
in taking advantage of a fallen opportunity, the beast was back. After the Fight.
Store ended up becoming an overwhelming financial
Raising
success with
funds.
$96 million overall.
Everyone. She was credited
From that moment,
in
the record for pay-per-view purchases was 63.
pay-per-view. Millions being like
Prada only in the United States, seen by 1.52 million households.
And shortly after that, buwasitsawa din
Do
import.
you
Basta
bring
pala ito.
this figure in 3 other fights? One of them happened in 1996 against Frank Bruno, but he also fought against Evander Holyfield. And their rematch. If you've made it this far, I appreciate it. Remember,
And better.
there's no better way to support my content than by leaving your like on the video. Do you think Peter McNeeley was really the best choice to face Tyson in his comeback? Or would you have preferred someone else in the ring? See you in the comments.